Hello, Nicole. Hello.
Hello, Eric. Hello.
Welcome to our episode 2 recap of Big Brother Canada 9. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Nicole. Welcome to your
Well,
show.
welcome, Eric, to your show.
I love when we welcome. I see everybody is rolling in on all of the chats. I want to let everybody know before we get started. If you guys are new here, make sure that you follow. That's follow with two L's. Like and subscribe wherever you are watching Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, you places, all of them. Make sure that you follow, like, and subscribe wherever you guys are watching this show now or in the future. And of course, you can share it in the future as well when you're done watching it, or share it live now and let people know that we are live. Of course, we will in about a week have the all of the BBCAN stuff over on our website, hellofriendspod.com. But while that is being worked on, it might be up, it might not. You can check out all of our past content over there as well. Make sure you're just following us on our social medias. Of course, you can find all them at hellofriendspod.com/find us live or reality recaps, Strong Island Nicole. Hello, friends everywhere.
Yes, and if you are listening to the audio version of this show or any show, please be sure to leave it a 5-star rating, a positive review, and share it with all your podcast listening Big Brother fan friends, family, neighbors, mailmen, everybody.
I love a Big Brother fan friend. They're the
So
best.
they are seriously the best. Everybody wants a friend who's a Big Brother fan.
I know. I love it. I am this episode tonight, Nicole. I had a little hiccup. I know other people might have had little hiccups as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I am excited to talk about it. There were a lot of twists and turns tonight.
There was a lot of what I would like to deem mixed emotions about people and the way they maybe presented themselves or didn't present themselves or um, approached certain situations. And I think that goes with any kind of reality show. You kind of expect people to do things a certain way, and then when they don't, you're like, huh. And that happened a
Yeah.
lot to me tonight.
It did. I see over on YouTube, Christine M says, great show, but horrible outcome.
Oh, ugh. Can we just say the outcome? Is that we're not like if people are like wanting a linear thing, are we allowed to say the ending at the beginning, or is that not allowed?
I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's your show.
Okay, I'm gonna do whatever I want. You know what I'm gonna say?
Do it.
It is bull dingus. It's very sad. My entire family heartbroken and discouraged and frustrated. And yes, she could have handled some things differently and could have um maybe laid lower and been quieter in certain regards. But I do have to agree with Arissa when I say I was not expecting to see Julie outside that house, especially week one.
I mean, look, I saw people saying that they felt this is not a good look for Big Brother Canada, that the transgender person would go home first, to which I hear, as a member of the LGBTQIA community, am here to say, it's a perfectly normal look. She was a bad player. And of course, she's getting voted out. She went around, made alliances with everybody, told everybody else their secrets.
Yeah.
She's voted out for her gameplay. I think we saw that everybody was very inclusive of
Yep.
everybody's, um, you know, how they are as people, whether they're gay, straight, bi, trans. Everyone in that house did not seem to be judgmental of people based on race or gender or anything. So
Oh,
to say that, I see some people feeling like, oh, she got voted out first because she was transgender. I, as a gay person, am saying I don't think that at all. She just did not play a good game at all. For she's playing too hard too fast.
Yes, I what I will say is seeing, a transgender go home week one is very unfortunate, especially, um, that community is not often represented. So yes, that's very upsetting to see and frustrating to see. But I, by all means, do not think it was a
No.
hey, let's vote her out for that reason. Absolutely not. Yeah, and it came down to, and we'll get to it specifically, but her kind of saying too much to too many people, and not in a way that they took it as like, wow, she's really helping us, one for the team, like we're all loyal. It was more so in a, wow, she's a loose cannon, she's telling everybody.
I mean, here's the thing. It just comes down to, let's not even call it a bad game if that is, I mean, I don't know. It's not a good game if you're out first, but
It's not
here's
bad
my
though.
point. I it was bad. Okay, not bad. She didn't do enough. She basically formed the dolls
Yes.
and was having fun hanging out with people and was just talking to way too many people, whereas other people were forming alliances and doing it in a not out in the open way,
Mhm.
keeping it unless that was the first thing I said when we saw them, doing the dolls and all that. I was like, I love this. I am
Yes.
here for
Yep.
this.
Yep. Same.
However, I would not be doing this out in public. You're
That was
literally putting the target on yourself.
exactly what myself and my family were saying. You're out in public, and yeah, of course, people hang out together. People gravitate to who they gravitate toward. But saying out loud, "Let's do our final three pose." I'm surprised like nobody's really watching, or they didn't show anybody watching that. I thought that was very interesting. Yeah, I do not categorize anybody, and maybe I'm just biased, as a quote unquote bad player. She made it into that house for a reason, obviously. Um, Somebody has to go home. There's only 14 people. And yes, of that dynamic, 13 or rather 12 other people, kind of felt a certain way. But, you put 60, 70, 80 people in that house, maybe she wouldn't have gone home first. So I don't chalk that up to bad gameplay. I think a lot of Big Brother is luck. And I just think her
Yeah.
approach was not, it just wasn't in the cards for this dynamic, this season, this group, this social everything. It just didn't work for her.
No. I see Debbie Dawn saying, but Latoya was running her mouth too. So what's the difference between Julie and her? Well, again, we'll never know because we don't have the live feeds. But
Hmm.
based on the edit, exactly what I said.
Yep.
Julie was making her bond with people like Austin and like Braden very clear. She then is taking information from one side of the house and putting it to the other side of the house.
Hmm.
She's getting caught doing that. I don't understand why people are acting like it's because she's trans. And in a season where, I think it was Jackie in chat said it, in a season where there is such a diverse cast, people are just going to go home. So it's
Yes.
just, I I am hoping we're not going to swing so far into the other way of, unfortunately, let's say a BB21, where people felt like it was very, racist of things that happened. Now I don't want it to swing so like we're moving in the other direction, but now the complaint is still there. My fear
Yeah.
here is you're gonna make production go, you guys just complain about everything. We're done.
Yep.
We're gonna do what we want. We gave you a super diverse cast with a whole bunch of people, and you're still out there crying about it, social media, and nothing had to do with her being transgender. It exhausts me as someone who has to talk about this show to endlessly watch people complain about
Yep.
nothing.
Yep.
It
No,
was
I hear that.
bad gameplay. Period.
And my side by side comparison is how I view it. Julie was a lot more oh my gosh, do you know what he just said to me? Like he just said this,
Yes.
and that comes across to people, especially week one, week two, when people are looking for any reason, that comes across erratic, untrustworthy, emotional. Whereas somebody like Latoya is just sitting back, talking to the guys, going, listen, let's lay this out. We need to figure out who our target is. That is very level headed. And people view that as like, all
Mhm.
right, you're a constant who I
Right.
can trust 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks down the line, not here we are one day into the house and you're like, oh my God, do you know what Josh just did? And I absolutely love Julie, but yeah, there is a clear distinction in how you approach people and therefore their level of trust in you when they feel like you're already kind of, whoa, day one.
Mhm. 100%. And I think, I think it was I saw Destiny's say it that she hopes that all the entertaining people don't go first. Now, I
Yeah.
am on board with that, and I completely agree with that. Hands down, I am devastated that Julie went from an entertainment value. I
Yes.
think getting to see the dolls, walk around the house, be sarcastic, do all that, that 100% we
Mhm.
were robbed of. I would be interested to know, was Julie recruited? Is she a diehard fan of this game? Because then I wonder why she was so out there with the things she was doing and saying versus keeping it more under wraps for the diary room, keeping it more, a little bit more of a secret, her closeness to people, or because I can see that being threatening. I can see for people if they're like, oh, there's, Austin and Braden and Julie, they're making fun of us, they're doing this, they're talking. I could see maybe how people could make that assumption, not that it's true, but I could have seen them three being like the comic relief of the
Yes.
season, and it is definitely unfortunate that they cut that short.
Oh, absolutely. I tweeted out. I love the um, what is it? Tyshawn, Jaden, excuse me, not Jaden, excuse me, Judson and Latoya trio, and I love the Dolls trio. And there was a lot of trio forming tonight. There was almost a female trio forming in the bathroom, but we'll get to that in a second. Um, but I almost I agree with you in the sense of being again in the open, interacting with each other. People see that, but again, here I go playing devil's advocate. That's also in a way just the nature of that house. People hang out with who they hang out with. It's all
Mm-hmm.
day, every day. And I think
Mm-hmm.
whereas as a viewer, you look at it and you go, oh my gosh, you're hanging out in public, you fools, you're idiots. Oh my God. But when you're in that house 24/7, people hang out with who they hang out with. You see it, everybody sees it in each other. That's why when people are secretly aligned that are never talking, it's very shocking. But for the most part, you see where people gravitate. So I think for the other house guests, I don't think it would be a oh, they're together because they see everybody clicking off. And that kind of brings me to the transition over into Josh, who saw the house clicking off. And I get it. It sucks. It is the worst feeling ever. But my argument is then get in there. Get in there. You you need, and it's very uncomfortable and it sucks, but you need to integrate yourself. When you're not going to get anywhere going, oh, well they're friends and obviously them two are talking. Well, you know what? Get your ass up because you're the amazing freaking Josh. Sit next to them and start talking and start building those connections. And I said it yesterday during our premiere recap show. He seemed like he was already unraveling to me, like right away on premiere night. I was like, there's something, he's not having a good time. And I'm seeing it more and more that he's on the struggle bus. He's on the struggle bus, and I feel bad for him.
Yeah. I have a lot to say about Josh,
But first,
I want to say that JJ Wisconsin says I keep seeing in chat during the show that Julie applied to the show 6 times, so I do not think she is a recruit.
uh,
Um so yeah, and yeah, I guess she's not a recruit.
ugh, ugh, see
I
that
need to
bothers me.
know. I need you'll know what to do here. I need to know what your advice is, what you would say to Julie, what your advice is for Julie, and go.
My advice for Julie, oh man. See, this is tough. If you mean like in regard to advice coming out of that house or advice of what she maybe should have done, I'm not one to talk. I went home second. Um, I think what's most important is take the opportunity for what it is, especially her being an influencer. I think regardless if you go home first or you go home last and you're the winner, whatever it may be, you still had that opportunity. You still have a platform. You are still one of 14 people that was selected. A BB community is a very, very, very small one. You were selected out of so many people. So my suggestion is don't view it as like, oh, well, that sucks. I went home first. What was the point? View it as, yeah, I'm a cast member on BBCAN9. And that's something that I think, again, it's easy as a viewer of the show to view it as, oh, okay, you went home week one. Next. Like, who is she? But that's not the case. Like, it is such a huge feat to even get in there. And what? She lasted already, they've been there 7, 8 days. That's a feat. And I can argue that because, yeah, I've lasted 99 days,
Mhm.
but I've also lasted like 12. So I get it. But on that note, Eric, if you're listening, I do want to also,
Eric's not here right now
I knew
because
it. I knew it.
I'm Josh. And Josh is like Josh. And then Josh is in the Josh. And Josh is like Josh. And I don't think it's Josh.
Eric.
Yeah. Was he actually saying words? Because this is my perfected Josh impression.
Listen, so I just gave my advice in regard to Julie. I just gave my advice in regard to Julie. Here is my advice in regard to Josh and those watching Josh. We saw Josh's his opening package. Whoa, Nelly. We
I
saw
wish we
Josh.
saw his package, but we didn't.
We saw Josh's opening package, and obviously the guy has a personality. He has great traits. You
Mm.
don't understand how that house affects you. And I don't give a crap if you're in there for 4 hours. I don't give a crap if you're in there for 40 days. You
No,
do
I
not
understand.
understand that environment unless you're in it. This is why I get defensive. And I think he's feeling it. And that was a very valid representation of him. But
No.
I feel bad. I'm telling you, I want
Oh.
this goes back to my argument. I'm getting so passionate. The hands are going. I want them to just cast me or hire me as like the cast like hugger because I want to be in that house and just hug him and be like, dude, you got this. Relax. You do fit in. These are your people. Go talk to them. Relax. Stop. You got this.
Here's my problem. I couldn't understand what he was saying half the time. I swear to God, it just sounded like grunts. And every time he was in the DR, it was like he had to go to the bathroom. He was like, uh, I, so. I was
He's
like, what are you
struggling.
doing?
He's on the struggle bus
But why?
because, like I said, that house initiates stressors that nobody will understand. Even I won't understand. Nobody knows what it's like to be locked in that house these days during the time that we're in with
But
that group of people.
why can't you enunciate words when that's happening?
Uh, I think it's just exhausting.
There,
He was
that's what that was a good impression. That was literally him. There were literally was it just me? Am I the only one? Were you not watching where he was having conversations that literally consisted of him going Is my internet bad? It sounded like grunting.
no. I think it is stress and exhaustion and not being himself and maybe no offense that might be his like social game voice. Like everybody has their different voices when you're talking to your parents, when you're talking to a lover, when you're talking to preschoolers. Everybody has their different voices. That might be his like game voice where it's like, yeah, you know, So maybe it is like, there's a guy's alliance and we gotta get on it. Like maybe he's just trying to like calm himself. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm sticking with that he's on struggle bus. I worry about him. I worry about the notion of self eviction and him, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna come out and say it. He gives me those vibes. So I really hope
Mm-mm.
he just has a moment like and just pulls himself together and he knows he's got this. I'm sending the good vibes.
Here's the thing. I don't buy it at all. If you looked at the in between shots of Josh, if you looked at the cutaways, if you looked at the backgrounds, I'm going back to watch tonight's episode to get my evidence. He is laughing with people. He is hugging the girls. There are shots of him having a good time. And I get it. It is day two. We need to get the storylines in for other people. We have a very limited window of what we can show. But I think that it is just honing in on that one personality trait, which again,
Yeah.
if you are new here, I only make fun of the people that I love, and I do
Yes.
love him.
I know you do.
So I think he is not struggling. I think he's going through like the normal emotions of Big Brother. I'm just going to enunciate a little bit more.
Yeah, I could see
Leaves
that. Like maybe it's
look
his
at
maybe it's his DR voice. Maybe out with the people he is more calm and happy, and then when he's in the DR, it's like, here's my
or
strategy.
I have another theory.
Oh
If
gosh.
your name is Josh, then you like to have a breakdown week one and go on to win the game.
Oh, this is valid. Maybe he's taken a good old page of the Martinez book.
That is correct.
Interesting,
Have
interesting.
a
I
nice
will
week
say,
one breakdown.
yeah, I will say I thought he was close to leaving tonight, and I had said yesterday I thought he was going to be the one to go. Um, so I was like, oh man, like he's about to go, and then he didn't.
He did not. He
But
did not. Go ahead.
so in regards to these final threes, like you said, we have the dolls, we have Latoya, Jedson, and Tyshawn in the Expedia room, if that's correct.
Hmm.
All talking about their kind of dynamic trio. Then we also almost kind of what had a Tina, Victoria, and Tara, correct? Let's go with a Tara. Tina, Beth,
Yes.
it's Beth. It was Beth. Tina, Beth, and Victoria in the bathroom, right? And Tina's all
Hmm.
like, let's make a three, like, I like what we have here, girls, let's do it. And it seemed like it was going to be the formation of the first, like, quote unquote, girls' alliance. Here we go. And quickly distracted and deflated like a deflated balloon when Victoria opened the shower door, flashed everybody. They all proceed to laugh. Everybody comes running in. But the reason why I bring this up, A, this could be a potential, obviously, final three or at least alliance, but also I took particular note to how quickly Rowan got into the bathroom. And he got into the bathroom, and it wasn't like a
Mm.
what's happening? Oh, that happened? Ha ha ha. No, he walked into the bathroom laughing without knowing what happened. So methinks he
Mm.
was in the other room watching the mirrors and did see what happened, and that's why he walked in laughing. But I'm not giving him anything for that. I'm saying, why was he looking into the mirrors? I think he was observing from the other room, which means he's aware of what them three are cooking up. So good on him. He's very observant.
Wow, that is definitely an interesting perspective. Here's the problem of how we've all jumped around is that all of my pictures are now out of order.
Sorry.
But that's not your fault. But you know what would make me feel better?
What's that?
Is if I got to do an impression for you.
Please don't flash me any body parts in a shower scene reenactment.
Why would why would I flash you body parts? Okay, ready? But I'm gonna
Okay.
have to lose you. I'm gonna have to lose you for it. Okay?
Okay.
Ready?
Okay. Okay.
Here we go. Hi, welcome
I
back.
love how I pop up.
I just
No.
wanted to use it. And because I know that we have skipped away from it, what? No, go ahead. What do you want to say about it?
No, I just had a moment where I envisioned either him winning or him getting a victor or whatever, and you interviewing him. And I wanna see how this plays
Oh,
out.
first question. Hey, Josh. And I guarantee you his reply is going to be,
Stop. You're
I swear to
ridiculous.
God. I'm not kidding you. My first question for Josh will be, hey, Josh. First question.
Maybe he'll start laughing and be like, "Oh, you caught on to my strategy, eh?"
As probably, as long as we're gonna just have this one little section to get it out of my system of things that I annoyed me tonight.
Okay.
What is my number one passion, Nicole? What do I care about more than almost anything else?
Food.
I love that you know that about me. So, what enraged me food wise on tonight's episode?
I'm gonna assume that they were told they had a feast and they were little like deli containers, which it's because of
What is
COVID.
this?
It's
Is this
called
a joke? I'm not
Eric.
kidding. I would have picked up those containers. I would have chucked them at production and I would have went like this. I'm out. I'm only here for the food and I don't know what this is. But no. I've
No.
seen other seasons. Where's my Wendy's wall? Notice there's no Wendy's wall.
Yeah, because of the world we live in COVID and quarantine, they're not going to do a spread table that all of production just set up and touched and breathed on. And now the house guests are
Oh
all walking
yeah.
down a buffet line
Oh.
breathing on. They're giving them
Oh.
little individualized pick your
Yeah.
container, and they can't do a Wendy's window for that reason, too.
Oh yeah, nobody put the food in those containers either. Bullshit. They are not the first person to have this problem. I'm sure they could have went to a catering place where I'm sure they have guidelines and the government is monitoring how they put meats on a board, and they could have had a charcuterie board brought in by one person and dropped on the table. This is a cost-cutting measure and I'm not going to stand for it.
I thought it looked good. I'd be so happy to just grab a container and go.
I would too if I was at the local bodega.
So you know
Oh,
what? You'll be
wait,
eating
I'm
slop
on Big
then.
Brother.
So then eat slop then.
Or give me a feast. It's premiere night.
It's not the way it works.
I am not playing these shows anymore. I don't know what has happened. Well, I don't know why we can't have fun on a premiere night. I don't know what has happened.
The world happened, Eric. The world.
Well, I'm sick of it. So give the world a shot and let's move on.
I mean, speaking of the world, what I will say is I loved, loved, loved the messages that were like shared during this episode. We had a lot of very deep conversations, a lot of bonding moments, which I like to see. I like to see, them all sitting as a cast talking about coming out stories. I loved seeing the whole losing team sitting together eating slop. I love them all talking to Kiefer about languages. All
Mhm.
of those moments, like I'll say, I'm going to keep on saying it all season, so I apologize if you guys are sick of hearing it. That is what bonds you forever, and that to me is more of what Big Brother's about. Whether you win the money or not, you have a title or not, whatever it is, you are spreading that message to a grand audience, which is incredible, but
Mhm.
you're also developing such a tight knit like bond and closeness that it's forever. And that to me, like, that is Big Brother. Like, I was sitting there crying because it's so beautiful to see them asking each other about their stories and everybody sharing their stories and being open and being accepting and just listening. Literally, they were all sitting there just listening, and woo, I loved it. Loved it. I wish I was there. Again, they need to hire me to be in that house because I would be like, guys, hugs for everybody.
Do you have a coming out story that you'd like to share?
In
Does it
regard to what?
coming out of whatever you want? Is there something that you would like to have as your big reveal moment right now?
I don't think so.
We do comedic recap, so that was your opening to do something funny. Just letting you know, you could have made anything up. You could have been like, "Oh, I got my toenails greased today," or something. I don't know anything. You could have made it up. We're gonna rewind now and take that from the top again.
Okay, do it.
Nicole, is there any coming out story that you have that you want to share with people?
I I'm not naturally black haired, and the red coming through is fraudulent too, and I'm a brunette.
What's
People,
brunette?
brunette is brown.
Ew.
It's not nice. I'm trying to
Go
think of.
back to
No,
red.
I can think of something funny. You talk while I think of something funny.
Is there anything you'd like me to talk about?
Would you like to share your coming out story?
Oh my god, do you want me to? I thought, do you want me to?
Of course I do.
Oh my god, I was dragged out of my car after being punched in the face, thrown over the fence into the front lawn of my house, while people screamed at my parents to come get their gay son. That's how my parents found out. Aren't you glad you asked?
Oh my God, Eric, stop. Hugs?
Thanks for making me relive that.
I love your story, and I love who you are, and I love who you've become, and I love who you've inspired me to be.
Did you have a funny rebuttal? I mean, did you think of your funny witty retort?
No,
No.
no.
Let me help you out. I realized today I'm a lumberjack. I'd like to come out as a lumberjack. I realized I like hacking down trees. I realized I got a thing for Dexter. I mean, you could have done so much.
Is this about the shirt?
It really is.
Are you not feeling the yellow plaid?
Not really.
Why not?
Because you look a lumberjack.
It's lumber Jill.
No, it's a lumber
I think
blip.
I think it's more so my hair, to be honest. I think it's a weird color, weird
hmm
length. It's
hmm
still kind of like half wet, so there's a lot. There's a lot going on right now.
Okay, I'd like to talk about something else weird then.
Okay.
I have no idea who this is.
I know. Okay, so true story, obviously, why would I lie? I'm sitting watching this episode, and my mom goes, "Who is that?" And I
Yeah.
go, "That's Tara." And my mom goes, "Who's Tara?" I go, "The mom." And my mom goes, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And then my dad comes in the room, and my dad goes, "Who's this woman now?" I'm like, "It's the mother." And I do agree. She looks so different. She looks like two different people. If I was in that house, I'd be like, twin twist.
Well, 100%. And with all due respect, because I think women deserve all the respect in the world. I do not think women should be forced to wear makeup. I think it is
Oh,
a horrific bullshit that we put on them, and I in no way am shaming her or saying she looks good or bad in makeup versus out of makeup. I just legitimately didn't know that was the same person. It
yeah.
was like such a difference.
No, I agree. And like again, has nothing to do with looking better, looking worse, whatever.
Yeah.
Just different. And I think her hair being up too. It was just a very
I
wait,
feel like
who's that
she
moment?
I feel like she had a like, and I wish because I moved to our other setup now, so I don't have all of our cast photos to pull up. But I almost wanted to do like the side by side of her. It's almost like with makeup, she contoured her face to structurally look different.
I could see that. I could see that. Yeah. Like I said, I would think like twin twist.
Yeah,
She was a lot calmer this episode though.
she
And
was.
boy was she right at the end. I was like, Amen, Tara. When the whole situation happened in the bathroom, which we'll get
So
to.
you want. So let's talk. Well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Let's talk about the bathroom situation. With
So
it all started when Josh was like,
So, yes, Josh tells Julie. Like, listen, he's sitting around with a bunch of people. They want to go to like the outside room or whatever. And he says, well, wait, I want to talk to you, Julie, first. And Julie's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay. So she stays behind. And Josh explains to her, like, listen, your name's been thrown out there. And she's like, well, by whom? And he's like, people, everybody's been saying each other's names. And she's like, no, like specifically who said my name. And I'm thinking he's pulling this out of his ass and he's just going to make up a name. But no, he says Latoya, who did say Julie's name.
Yeah.
Um, and Julie, of course, being Julie, we've seen a little bit of her nature throughout the episode. We assume she's probably going to approach her or say something, and she does. So Julie, as per her character, goes into the bathroom and approaches Latoya about it, but not in a bad way, I don't think. I think she
Mm,
gave, no, let me get my angle. I think she gave Latoya a very easy out. It's not like she went into the bathroom and said, you came at me. I heard you use my name. I'm coming after you now. F you. Well, she didn't. She went up to her with, I can't believe Josh. Josh is lying to me. He said you said my name. It's a lie, right? And all Latoya had to do was, oh my God, Julie, of course that's a lie. Why would I say your name? And Josh would have been the scapegoat, which is unfortunate for Josh, but that's the way it would have angled. But completely out of left field, and I believe not what I thought her character would be, and
yeah,
not what
I
I thought
agree
her
with that.
social game would be.
Mm-hmm.
Latoya's reaction really made me go, "What?" Like,
Yep.
I think she's somebody that will have and should have and could have a very, very strong social game. I thought it was very odd to have all those little things lined up where all you had to say was, girl, no, I love you, done. The reaction of, I'm going to the hot tub. I would have
Yeah.
been like, it was a very, very, very odd response.
Latoya literally dropped like 4 spots in my, she's my pick to win. That
Same.
conversation, if it is week one,
Yeah.
if this is how you are handling this conversation week
Hand it.
one, yeah, you are not making it to the end of this game. And look, even if it is that she felt so confident that she had the numbers, that's even worse.
Yes.
That is even worse if that's what it is and that's how you handled that.
Absolutely.
So, I am was not liking her gameplay there. I think it's horrible social game. It also wasn't great for Julie's social game either when she literally like walked around the table, walked up to her and was like, "Oh, do you think we're fighting?"
That was scary. That was really scary. And
I was
again,
like, well, you're in my face. And then she was like shaking her water bottle in her face, which those are very like, if you get the wrong person on the wrong day, that movement when you just got up in someone's face is, I
yeah.
don't know. I was waiting for like, I would have been totally on Latoya's side, is my point.
No, I hear that as well. Where Julie was also in the wrong was, okay, Latoya's response, whatever, and by golly, it was.
Mm-hmm.
Julie could have responded with like, no, no, I'm not mad at you. I'm just really upset with Josh because I know
Yeah.
he's lying and I really like you. That's all she had to say. She could have spun it. But instead, it was like, oh, we're fighting? We're enemies now?
Yeah. Well, and then I didn't get either
like,
when then when like Latoya walked out of the bathroom and she's like, "You do not speak to Julie it's Vu or Vo
boo.
that
Julie said it.
way." And
No,
I was
Julie said it
like,
about herself.
"Yeah, no, Julie said it about herself." And I was just
Yes.
like what way? Like you're making that now if anything, that to me is her being like, "I'm becoming a victim now." She didn't say anything bad to you. Yeah, that was bad social game to be like, I'm over this. I don't want to talk about it right now. But ultimately, that's all Latoya said. She just went,
It was rude.
I'm over this. I don't want to talk about this right now. I'm going to the hot tub. I'm over all the drama. I'm leaving. I don't want to talk about
Which,
it.
which, if I could be honest, if you're over it and it's like day 6,
Yeah,
just
you're
wait.
in trouble. Yeah, but you get my point. Like, she didn't direct anything nasty at
Eric,
Julie. She didn't say, like, how dare you come to me with this? Who do you think you are? She didn't throw anything at Julie to make Julie reply with, don't speak to me like that. How dare. Like, she didn't say anything.
but
She
I
said, I don't want to talk about
see
it.
where my brain goes is I very much think of why and how people tick the way they do. And, Julie did open up about back in school and maybe, people, how people treated her and approached her and interacted with her. So that could have been where that came from, where if
Mm-hmm.
someone's like, I'm not dealing with you, I'm going to the hot tub, that's dismissive. That is
Right.
rude. So that might be, deeper things that why Julie responded the way she did. And that's how I would see it. If you were asking me a question, and yeah, she came in hot, but not really hot. She did give her an out. If I responded to you with like, no, I'm gonna go eat a sandwich, get away from me, you'd be like, Nicole, what the hell? So again, it made me go like, no, Latoya, you had the perfect out. Just be like, Josh is lying. Damn
I
it,
don't know
Josh.
that I don't know that her lying though is the perfect out, to be honest, because clearly Julie's a person that's going to go confront people. So I could see Latoya being
True.
scared that if she says, no, that's a lie, that then Julie will instantly go, get him in the room, get him in the room. One of you is lying. Like, she doesn't know what's going to escalate Julie to the next level.
That it very valid, true. Because if you say he's a liar, she can call him
But
in the
she
room.
still could have handled it better. She still could
Yes,
have been like, I gotta be honest, I don't know. I've been in so many conversations this last day. I can assure you I'm not trying to gather votes against you or bringing people again. But did your name come up? I don't know. Everyone's name has come up. You're all like, she could have divert. But to be like, I'm going to the hot tub. Bye.
was so strange. But I will
Yeah.
say I'll give her credit for the actual round table on the couches before the vote, when you could tell she had time to actually think of her answer and how she responded to Julie, when she then said, I brought up everybody's name. If you heard your name, you should have. Obviously, I'm going to talk about all the nominees. That I thought was very clever. So obviously, I'll give
Was
her
it
more of her credit back, because I think she sat on it for a while and was like, oh crap.
Yeah, but I think everyone knows her game now. Like, I think she got caught. If you heard that speech, we all thought the same thing. Yes, that is a genius way to spin it, but it's totally clear you're spinning it, and
Yeah,
everyone in that house now knows it. I
true.
almost think it would have been better if she doubled down on her lie. I think either way, she put a target on herself. I no longer I I almost want to say just so I can say I said it day two.
Okay.
I almost want to say I don't see Latoya making jury.
Really? No, no.
Mm-hmm.
Nope. I refuse to hear that because I'm still holding out hope that that was just a little hiccup.
Mm. Well, the live feeds are coming on, so or they are on, so we're gonna find out a lot real soon.
Oh man. Oh man. Well, I did want to oh man, what was it? I wanted to get your take on the interrogation that they did do this time on the round table before the vote. Um I
Well,
thought it was very interesting.
here's what I would like to say. We've been getting a lot of feedback on this show in the two that we've done so far, or the one that we've done so far. And people seem to really say that they like us discussing the things that happened, more so than recapping. I'm on board and I agree with everyone that is saying that. So I actually kind of like how we're going through this. That being
Okay.
said, Nicole, I need a recap of that part
Sure.
because that's where the show cut out for me. I saw like 2 seconds. I was following the BBCAN9 live feed updaters, so they were filling in, but they're updating in real time, so they're a few minutes behind by the time it came back. So I missed that section. It seems
Okay.
super shady. So can you explain to me what this is?
Okay. So, obviously the losing team, the six members are all on the block. They're all eligible to be evicted. And
Hmm.
what they implemented is the members of the winning team, Team Destiny, were able to submit questions anonymously to ask the losing team members that are all on the block. So kind of think of it as like when the jury comes back and they pick up their card and they're like, Eric, I have a question, but it's anonymous.
Okay, now let me ask you this just before you tell me more. If you were in that position, are you going to ask a question that is really a question you want the answer to, but yet you would not ask if you knew it was exposed it was you?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. If I knew they were saying Nicole wants to know, my question would be very different. But because it's anonymous, I would make sure I asked things that like stirred the pot.
Okay, well, in case you ever find yourself on Big Brother Canada, just know they are notorious for revealing the who said what's its. So
Wow.
if I was in any of their positions, my question would have been super softball because I would expect that the following week my name is going to be on a board showing exactly what I said to the house. So,
Wow.
not me. But okay, so the losing team got, or the people up for eviction, got to ask questions of the people. I mean,
Nope.
the other way around.
Yes. The winning team got to ask anonymous questions to the people
To
on the block
the
from the
people they're
losing team.
voting out. Right, right, right.
Yes. So we had Braden was
Okay.
asked about um, do you think of the words like it's worrisome that you've been building a lot of connections and friendships in the house and we got a lot of politician political answers, so I guess a lot of them you'll know where people were going with like the oh of course you build connections, oh of course me, that kind of thing. So
Mm-hmm.
he was asked about friendship. Jedson was asked about final twos, which of course again political answer. He was like, um, I think final twos are important at one point, but I think you'd be foolish to start one now. We don't know each other. We don't know how each other play.
Okay, so with that being the question asked, then, do we think that someone thinks he already has a final two?
Oh,
The only
absolutely.
reason somebody is asking that is because they're assuming he has a final two, right?
Oh, absolutely. And that's what puts
Yeah.
people on the spot. Obviously, that
Mm-hmm.
was like a politician's answer, but what do you want him to do? Stand up and go, you know it. You, hey Bob, what's up? Weird a lot. Like nobody's gonna do that. So it made everybody look very sketch because they had to give political answers. Rowan was asked about being like did it unnerve him to hear his name out and about as a target week one, and again political answer of oh no it doesn't bother me, it's week one, like I
Mm-hmm.
won't hold any grudges moving forward, don't worry about it. um Josh, the only one who didn't stand up to answer, was asked why he decided to bring up a guy's alliance, and he, while everybody else stood up and gave a speech, he sat there and he said paranoia, and that was
Yeah.
it. So
That was a good answer though. That
well,
I heard, that's when it came back. It came back for me on that answer. Um I thought that was genius. It didn't come off spinny and manipulative like Latoya's, in my opinion.
oh yeah,
It came off sincere. Like I was paranoid. You're right. I thought I
yep.
was going out. Bad move. And I'm not saying it's not good for his game, but it seems honest. Whereas Latoya's answer of "You should have heard my name" to us seems like, "Oh no, you had time to think everything we said. You had time to think about that. That's your spin." Blah blah blah.
Which I do hear what you're saying. Hers was again political, like almost everybody else's but Josh's. However, I give her credit for pivoting from I would have died if Marissa asked the question and she said, can we go in the hot tub? Like that would have made it for me. That would have made it if Marissa asked that question and she asked to go into the hot tub. But I do think it was well thought out, and yes, it was a political answer, but it was a good one. It was kind of like owning it without owning it. It was it was not pussyfooting in the sense of like me. No, I didn't say anybody's name. It was just like yeah, I said all of your names. It's a game,
Yeah.
so I kind of have to give her credit for that. And Julie was asked, who do you think is the weakest in the house, like in the house at this point? And Julie, I guess, kind of I don't want to say a last ditch effort, but I think it was kind of known at that point. It was like a Julie Josh type of toss up. Of
Right.
course, she selected Josh, and I would argue, I think in that moment, Julie picking Josh helped Josh out. Josh being very authentic in his paranoia answer probably helped
Mm-hmm.
him out, and I think that was the final push to keep him there.
Yeah, what were the actual votes? I think everybody voted for Julie,
Yes, except for
except
Julie.
for Julie and Victoria were the only votes for Josh.
Mhm. Which I have a question.
Hmm.
Why do the nominees vote? If there's always, oh no, it's a whole group. That's why. That's why. Got it. Never
Yes.
mind.
Yes.
Because in my brain, it was down to Julie and Josh, so I see it as just the two of them, but it's not. It's the whole team, so they could have voted for somebody else. So never mind. I answered my own question.
First of all, I'm mad at these people in this cast, and they're clearly fans of our shows, Nicole. Because number one, Julie being voted out, doing her "It's me." That is such a classic, Nicole.
I
So
love it.
that's number one. And then Brayden stole my no, that's my move. Oh, I've
Hmm.
never seen anybody do my eye blinks move. And now
I've never seen this.
yeah. Oh, they watched
So
the show.
awesome. Of
I'm
course.
waiting for a shout out.
Yes. Yep. No, but
The
really quickly before I do forget, because I want to make note of this.
mhm.
Someone who actually also impressed me in this episode was Beth, who had said, I get it. Everybody wants to go after Josh, but he's already kind of sketchy and a target. Let's keep him so people focus on him in future weeks because he's going to be somebody people always focus on if he's acting bizarre. And I thought that was very clever to not be like, get him out now. I thought it was clever to be like, we could get somebody else out and keep him for next week. So I do give her more credit for thinking of it in that sense. And again, like I said earlier, I give Tara credit for the whole bathroom. Good, let them fight. I won't be focused on if all these people are arguing. So two people that last episode I was maybe like, they had
Yeah.
some good sound bites.
What did you think of when ultimately Julie was voted out, walked up the stairs with her shh. Of course a queen can't play among the peasants.
Ooh, let me tell you, my family stood up and applauded. I think personally, I think it was so well done. Not only did she shush them, but
Hmm.
they listened. They all shut up, and good for her. She is a freaking queen. I'm glad she said it because you're the first evicted. It's frustrating. It's annoying, and it's like, you know what? Queen doesn't play with commoners. I think it was very clever. And we were all standing, I was applauding. I was like, yes, Queen, you do you.
I thought it was very clever too. The first time when Ika did it, and the second
Oh,
time when Nika did it again. So, and now
whoa, whoa, whoa.
obviously, this is
I don't
not a
know this.
secret. Yeah, I was gonna say this is not a secret. I mean, if you guys are new here, it's a secret to you. But last season was the first season I got Nicole into Big Brother Canada, so you are unaware of the Ica seasons and all of that. But yes, that is very much Ica who made calling the people peasants a thing on her season.
Well, Julie did say commoners. So it's
Well, you
just
know,
different enough.
it's
But
just like just enough plagiarism when you copy the essay and change the words.
okay, so I don't know how many years late, but I applaud Ica for that as well. That is really impressive. That's a
No,
freaking queen.
no, it is. It was genius, and she was having her Ica moment. I think,
Uh,
I probably should have known that she was a fan because of that. So, um,
but see, I love that. I think imitation is the best form of flattery. And if
mhm.
someone walked into a house and was like, "Hooray! Hello, friends," I'd be like, "Oh, that's so sweet." You know what I mean?
And then talk about us on the live feeds, please, and then we'll talk about you over here. Okay. Um, before I mean, and we're not
So
wrapping up right.
Are
What?
are you saying that she referenced me and Ica in the same episode?
Pretty much. So let me ask you this, because I don't know. We got questions from people,
Okay, I'm ready.
people that are watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter and Twitter. We got questions.
Can
So
I
I just
just
want to
say,
take what.
when you say on Facebook, on Twitter, on Twitch, I so badly want to go on Dasher, on Dancer, on Friends.
I just want to take like one or two questions from each place,
Yes.
but do do we want to put a spoiler at the end? I know who the HOH is.
Oh, I think we could definitely put it at the end with a disclaimer, disclaimer, disclaimer right
Okay,
before
so
it.
we'll let
Stop watching or listening.
okay, so we'll let you guys know that. Okay, so question for you, Nicole. Courtney wants to know, what did you think of Josh's answer? Did I thought it was good, honest, saying like paranoia. You didn't say what you thought. What did you think of Josh's answer, since you seem to hate him?
I don't get me started. I do not hate him at all. I was shocked. I think I try to like think of the question how I would maybe respond to it, and that was a very damn hit you right in the gut type of question. And I was not expecting him to say that, but when he did, I was like, oh my god, one word answer, that's horrible. Wait, wow, yeah, good for him. That's the best way he could have answered it. So I will admit, my initial thing was oh, stupid, and then a couple seconds later, I was like, no, that was the best answer you could have given. Because if you would have went on a rant about, well, I thought that because these two guys were hanging out, and then they were hanging out with these two guys, and I saw you talking, ooh, would have been bad.
Who do you think will win HOH, and who do you want to win HOH this week? Says
Let me
Starlet.
look at the names. Names. I hmm, are the team captains eligible? They must be,
Uh,
yeah.
I would assume so. Yeah.
I am so unbelievably biased toward Kiefer. It's unbelievable. So I'm just going to make that statement right now that he could do no wrong in my book currently. So I'd love to see Kiefer take the win. I like Austin a lot. Um, I really, 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 of course, Tyshawn. I would love to see VHOH, just because. But yeah,
Who
I
do
think
you?
that would be my top three.
Okay. Okay, that's your top three of who you think will be HOH.
Who I think. Hold on. Now I need to assess the list again. I am going to say I'm gonna put it out there that Jedson I think has a very good chance just by like his
Mm-hmm.
nature. Kyle probably has a really good chance. I don't know. I feel like Rowan. I'm getting a Rowan vibe.
All right. So
I'm
here's
just gonna
the
say
here's
every name so I can get credit for it.
okay. So every name. Uh, here's what we're gonna do. First, I want to remind people that if you guys want to get your questions in for Julie, you have a few hours. We want to say by like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
You think, Nicole? Okay, so by 1 a.m., so that is in 3.5 hours from now, you can leave them on Instagram or you can leave them on Twitter. What is your preferred method, Nicole? What do you like?
You have 2.5 hours, but I would say, or maybe it is 3.5. Regardless, by like 1:30 a.m. We'll make it right in the middle. Anyway, I would say Twitter is probably the best way to do it. We do have a tweet out there where you can comment underneath it under the Hello Friends tweet. We also have on Hello Friends Insta on the Insta story a little box where you can put it as well. Either one is fine. But yeah, get those in. So when we
So it's
interviewed,
on the
isn't that crazy? I'm gonna be
it's
emotional.
it's on the Hello Friends Twitter account and on the Hello Friends Insta. So that's Hello Friends INSTA and Hello Friends TWI are those socials. You have until 1:30 a.m. Let's just say 2.5 hours to get those questions. And for the first time this year, Nicole, our exit interviews are in video. In all the past years, the exit interviews were only a phone call. We got video interviews this year with the evicted house guests, so I am super excited.
I'm nervous.
That is obviously not live, but it will be posted tomorrow afternoon. I'd say probably around 3 o'clock.
I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous, it'll be fine. So,
It's beautiful.
before we get to the spoilers,
Hmm.
I'm just going to remind everybody that the best way you guys can support our shows is to follow, like, subscribe wherever you are watching. Of course, we are coming to the end of the show now, so make sure that you share it. Share it when we're live, commenting on our videos, sharing our stuff on social media, and all of that is the best free way that you guys can ensure our shows keep coming to you after this season of Big Brother Canada is over. Now, that being said, if you do not want to hear who the new HOH is, I suggest you skadoodle on out of here now. Or you can just take your headphones out for I don't know. I don't know that we won't mention it as we're ending. So go ahead and skadoodle out. Well, Nicole raps for 20 seconds. And go.
It's Big Brother Canada. Some people are saying duh because they didn't have a good social game today. But that's okay. That's okay. There's tomorrow anyway. We have stuff, we have dishes that Eric doesn't like, but they're doing their best because of COVID. I am bright red because you put me
You
on
got
the
the
spot.
X. You got
You
the
put me on the
X.
spot.
Yeah, and guess what? That's going to be my new favorite game every show. So you better be on your toes.
Oh shit. Okay. I can do better next time. It's gonna get you. Oh, you
How,
all. You don't know. You don't know what you
how
just unleashed. Now instead of
who
taking
said it's
notes
going to
during the
be
episode.
who said it's going to be singing next time?
Oh, can it be
I
though?
have
Because like
such oh no, I got such a good one for next time. Okay, Nicole, I believe the only person that what?
I would very much like for it to be a rap, and then I can like prep the rap as the show is airing, and
Yeah,
I'll
that
practice.
won't be funny. If you want to
But
do a
but
rap about Big Brother Canada, then get on your TikTok and do it over there because Big Brother Canada is apparently very big on TikTok this season.
you're big on TikTok.
Okay. I am. I did just post a new Big Brother Canada TikTok. So did you, for that matter, where I was singing and dancing. So if you
And for
guys
the
haven't,
record, I
yeah.
met you and raised you one, and I'm waiting on the duets. So who's not accepting the challenge now?
I mean, to be fair, number one, it is under the reality recaps TikTok. B, Nicole and I do have an idea of stuff to do for Big Brother Canada under the Hello Friends TikTok,
Hmm.
which we should probably start it with that bathroom thing.
Yep.
Um, and so make sure you're following us on TikTok. We'll be doing fun little videos for you guys over there all season. Strong Island Nicole over there, reality recaps, and Hello Friends TikTok are the three over there. Now, it's Austin.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh my
So now,
god.
so now is Austin going to get revenge for Julie?
Oh my gosh, I love that. I hope her and Brayden work together to like take a big
And
step and not like, oh my god,
and are
that's
they
cool.
gonna and are they gonna now pull Josh in? You know, are Josh and Braden gonna be gays that have a bond because we're gay and you can't break that bond? Or are they going to be kind of like, oh, we're so different, you annoy me? There can only be one gay.
But okay, just to clarify. So, am I wrong in assuming team leaders are gone, right?
I mean, we
Or
don't
no?
know. The feeds
Okay.
literally came on an hour ago.
Okay. So, the person that wins HOH just saves their whole team so that whole team is safe and someone from the other team is going.
Right. So was
Gotcha.
Austin's team the team that was in Jeopardy? Birdie this week? Oh, I don't
No,
have my picture up of teams.
I have it right in front of
No.
me.
No, so someone is going from the other team. You know what I'm saying? I meant
No,
to bring up
because
my team photo. No, Destiny has won twice, says Destiny. So this is another person then going
oh,
from. So bye,
I'm getting
Latoya.
confused. I'm getting confused because Austin and Braden are together, but they're on opposing teams. So Austin has won. She is Team Destiny. So yes, Team Destiny won again. So the people that
Latoya's gone.
would be up for elimination would be
Or maybe not.
Kiefer, Jedson, Latoya, Josh again, Rowan, and Braden. And I could see Rowan. I see Rowan getting.
I
Ugh.
really hope Rowan goes. I take it back. I want to say goodbye, Latoya, but you know what? If Latoya's the one what that was pushing the hardest for Julie, and only two people voted for Josh, maybe Latoya does still maybe she still will be able to maintain that grip on the house,
Yeah,
in
she has
which
that
case
level-headedness.
we could see a Josh. Honestly,
I see it falling in the same. Julie's gone. It's going to fall to the next two people they've already been talking about, which is a
mhm.
Josh and a Rowan.
I see that Wendy Lee over on YouTube is saying Josh might be in trouble. I sure hope not. Um, no, same team is safe, says Davin. Same team safe as last week. I'm so happy for Austin. She didn't. Oh, right. Courtney says, I'm so happy for Austin. She didn't even vote for her, so I don't see it. I'm assuming she means when I said, will she go for revenge for Julie? Great point.
She
She didn't even
voted
give
her
her a
out.
vote. So I'm going to be devastated. I'm telling you right now. If we lose Jedson, Tyshawn, I'll be real devastated. I honestly don't want to lose Josh yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, I don't know what it is. I'm gonna need live feeds. Honestly, all my opinions of these people are literally based on their moments of time in this edit. Now that the live feeds are on, I have a feeling I'm gonna feel different about every one of these people.
Probably.
But
I worry about Kiefer. I worry about Kiefer.
I
And
don't. I
believe
think
me,
he's like
if he
a
gets
lovable.
evicted,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fly up there. Gonna break
Well,
into the
you
house.
you can't get into that country, precious.
I'm gonna fly there. Gonna break
Nicole, I
into the
gotta tell you
house.
something.
I'm gonna grab balls from the have not room and I'm going to throw them at each person that voted to evict him.
So
And
you
it
really haven't
depends. Some will get
processed.
it in the face, some will get it in the nuts. But don't vote out Kiefer.
Sounds like you really haven't processed your own Big Brother feelings, because that's a little violent. You might need to
I
work
adore
on your
him.
own issues. You want to marry Kiefer?
He's isn't he married with children?
I don't know. That's what I'm hearing in chat. Nicole wants to marry Kiefer.
No, that's not what I said.
Did you say yo ho, a lumberjack's life for me?
Schnitzel, your favorite treat for little boys and girls to eat.
Schnitzel, schnitzel, and now we say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Because tomorrow we have to do exit interview.
With July.
And
I
with
try to
July.
rhyme goodbye with Julie, so I said July.
And correct me if I'm wrong, we are doing a Hello Friends tomorrow too, correct?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Did I just make that up?
No, you didn't.
We are doing a live Hello Friends podcast for you guys tomorrow as well. And the exit interview.
Yes. And stay tuned. I'm having a moment. Stay tuned for um the coming weeks. We have some surprises.
We do have a lot of surprises.
Yes.
I did hear Kiefer say Rowan's birthday is Monday. Oh, awesome.
Oh
All right,
no.
so don't forget, everyone. Get your questions in. Go now, now, now. Put them on the Hello Friends Twitter account or the Hello Friends Instagram. Leave them there. We're interviewing Julie first thing in the morning, and we gotta get the questions in ahead of time. Stay tuned. You never know where you'll see us popping up next tonight.
Yeah.
Bye for now, everybody.
Who's
I mean,
gonna
I
go
can
home
tell
second?
you. I can tell you, it'll be me on Twitch.
You can
I
say,
forgot I'm
and
allowed to do those things now. Bye, everybody.
I wonder who's gonna go home second. Cause like going home second, like you're probably so bad at the game.
Bye, friends.